And 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
that chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Welcome to the 15-minute bonus. I forgot.
Right.
The real reason I'm sad is because I had planned my hungry perfectly.
I was starving. That's why I grabbed the bar.
Food.
Do you want a bar?
I was just like, no. I'm
on
program.
No.
What program you
We
on?
get Erewhon.
Listen, that made his little bougie soul wake right the fuck up.
That wouldn't be bad. Will it get here in time?
Yeah.
By the time
It's not far enough to not get here in time.
It's down
And the
down
food is
street.
already cooked. They're not cooking the
They're
food.
not.
They're packaging.
Yeah, let's air this one out.
Air this one out.
While Angel's getting this together, I want to share this bonus topic with you guys. While at one of the shows, Memphis show, this is what y'all were asking about in the main that I didn't see y'all, but Joshy, Melissa teased this. We had my biological father came to the show, and somewhere between like 6, 7. I was gonna say his family members, but I guess they're technically my family members too.
Related to
By blood. Dang, by blood, bro.
They're your people.
Ooh.
They came to the show
I still gotta get you those photos. So
prior to. Man.
Stop it.
They've been asking me every day.
Have they really?
No, they have asked though.
I'll get them to you today.
They came to the show, and they came to the Memphis show, and it was like, first of all, I was literally trying to count how many times I've ever seen my biological father. It has been, I think that was the 5th time.
Wow, 5th?
Yeah.
Shit, I just heard the number you said.
Yeah, when I was a kid, the first time I was like 14, Atlanta, Mel's bachelorette party.
They got
On
collard
the
green
show,
wraps
14.
on here. I'm listening.
That was the 5th time. No, he doesn't live in Memphis. He lives in Alabama, and Memphis was the closest.
It was not a surprise, guys.
No, I wasn't surprised. They had been planning to come for a long time. They came prior to the show, and it was very, Tony's joke when he doesn't like being a visitor at people's church because they're like, we welcome you, we welcome.
So funny.
That's what it felt like.
Dang.
It was like,
Oh yeah, you've had a few days to process now.
Oh, no.
you look like Grandpa Pop and Jack and stuff. Oh my God!
You're like who?
You look like, don't he look just like Freddie Jones? Whoever these people are.
Never Freddie Jones.
And it was like, I was just like, shout out to Liz for being there, man. And this is why I be telling people, the marriage part, having a good marriage, a good friend, a good support system, it's so much more than sex. That's why cheating is so useless. Because you ain't gonna, Melissa was like, you okay? You good?
She's checking in with
She
you.
checked in a million times.
You good? You good?
Brother. She sat with them during the show so they would have that more.
Come on, she got more fortitude than me.
Listen.
Y'all go set in that back.
I felt bad, Angel. We were in Memphis and we stayed down the street from Lorraine Hotel. I was like, dang, I should have pulled up on.
It's
Angel's
on her dad.
Oh,
that's
I
what they
know.
took your daddy.
You know,
Have you been?
No, and you know what? I can't count on how many fingers I've seen. I haven't seen my dad ever in my life in person. So 5, I guess, is a lot. I don't even know how you did that.
So here's the thing. Listen, this is bonus McGee. One of the ladies, this is so weird. One of the ladies, because I don't know her name, they was all like, I'm this person, I'm that person. They was saying it all fast. We didn't have a lot of time. I can't remember any of their names except one. And she was like, everybody was kind of like walking away, getting ready to leave. And she was like, hey, come here, pulled me to the side. And she was like, how does this feel really for you? How does it really feel? She said, I'm the agitator in the family. You could keep it a buck with me. Because when I was thinking, I was like, okay, think of something nice to say. This is going to mean a lot to these people. Did you order?
I just sent you all the link. I was not going to interrupt you. I just sent the link.
Oh, I thought you were gonna hand me your phone.
Kev was like, wait, but the food.
I was like, Angel,
You
I
promised.
wouldn't do
you
that
put
to
it down.
I put it down because I finished doing what I was doing.
I can get whatever I want.
Yeah, well, go ahead and finish
When
your
we got a
story.
timeout.
Okay.
This is way more important than this story.
That's the only reason
My
why.
the thing about trying to eat right and do stuff, it be timed perfectly. Now I'm all messed up. Oh, it's still breakfast?
Oh, you know, no, they got some lunch things. Keep going down. But if you wanted dinner food, like
No, I wanted.
they got sandwiches and salads and shit.
They got good.
I wanted breakfast, so I got breakfast and
Oh, they
some.
got the sardine.
I was debating between a wrap and a bowl.
Seafood bar.
Of course, a bowl would be less calories, but I feel like the wrap is going to be what I need,
right,
and I'll
all
probably
right.
only
You
eat
get
half
Hailey
of
Bieber?
it.
No.
I did.
Did you?
I want to try it.
I've had it before. I got a new Hailey Bieber. I didn't have this Hailey Bieber before.
Strawberry glaze.
That's the one I got this time. It didn't look like no strawberry, nothing.
Oh, they got the protein skillet here. It's pretty good.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I got it last time.
Protein skill.
Yeah, last time I was in there.
So that's what I should get instead of the wrap.
I haven't had the wrap. Is it burrito?
Yeah, it's a turkey, bacon, and egg burrito.
That sounds good. Have you had it?
No, that's what I'm getting. But
right, I'm
he
good,
just said
Angel.
the skillet was good. I'm the agitator of the. God dang it! I was wanting you to pick it up.
I'm sorry. I kind of want to get this toast now. I'm just doing too much. You're doing too much. Okay. She's like, I'm the agitator of the family. Tell me. Look, she was this. You be me. You be me. She's like, tell me how you feel. Okay. And see how you just was like thinking. That was me. I was trying to think of something like in my head. I'm like, okay, think of something nice, because I don't know when I'm going to see them again. They was a little older. They was probably most of them were north of 65.
Okay.
The couple more were north of 55. Maybe one person was 51. Nobody under 50. So there's a lot of waddling and stuff. And
Remember waddling?
they shuffled over to me. So she's like, don't think about it. And I was like, in that moment, I was just like, be nice, Kev. It ain't going to cost you nothing to, just tell her the nicest version of this. But she was like, no, don't think about it. Just answer. Like, you know how you tear for the Holy Ghost? So I really couldn't think. She's like, no, don't think about it. I don't want no clean answer. I'm the agitator of the family. I just want you to be honest. What does this feel like? And at that moment, all the nice thoughts came out, and I was like, this feels very odd, because I don't know. I actually said verbatim, I said, I feel like I don't really know these people at all, and they seem to know me very well. And that feels weird. And she swallowed a little bit of sadness and walked away. She was like, okay. And then I felt bad.
Why? You
And then
feel bad?
because I mean, obviously it
No.
stung to her. And that was the nicest way. That still was nice
She
to me.
literally said, "Punch me in the face."
No, but I mean, I wasn't even like, in the past I've been very vindictive, and I wielded the power of like, oh, you want to talk to me now? Like I've said this before. Click. I'm not talking to you, nigga. I got the power now. You don't want to pick me up? I don't want to pick you up. But I wasn't even operating in that thing. Like, these people are very excited. I didn't want to spoil their moment, and I wouldn't have expected her to say that. So I was like, I felt bad because it made her feel bad. Then when I went and talked to Liz, she was like, what happened? Are you good? I love you. I love you. And I was like, I love you. And I was like, I felt bad. Then I immediately didn't feel bad, because I'm like, nigga, I didn't create this
Exactly.
scenario.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I can't believe you felt bad. I feel. Bad
I
that
felt
you
bad because she swallowed it was a,
I've been like sometimes medicine nasty.
yeah, it was castor oil. And I'm like, I don't even know. I mean, I can understand why you would want to know that. I was still kind of surprised she asked that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that felt like, what do you think this could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 42. I've been to his house one time. I don't know these people, never seen them in my life. And if I have seen them, I don't remember. It was sometime when I was young. They were like, oh, I haven't seen you since this time, one of them. And I was like, I don't know how you've ever seen me ever.
Right.
Because I only remember seeing him once in y'all home state where y'all live. The rest of the time he was like in North Carolina, or he came to my show in Alabama, one Playmaker show. I think that's what made the fourth time. I think we went out to dinner because I remember he gave us a ride, and Aunt always makes fun of me for this. We were tired. It was a long show. We were riding to the restaurant, and I was like, man, I want to leave. I was just like, I'm tired. He was like, you can lay down, and he reached across the seat across me. And I'm a full grown man, 26, 27 at the time. And he let the seat down. So every time Aunt be like, you can go to your dad, he gonna let your seat down for you. So
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, I immediately was like, oh, but then I was like, nigga, wow. I'm sorry that this is odd for you, but that is that nigga's fault. Not my fault. And also I felt like a little bit
Like a token.
not even well, yes. More like Lisan Al Gaib. Like, you were
I'm sorry. No, the reference is funny.
you know what I mean? Like have you seen Dune? He's like the chosen one.
Yes.
Lisan Al Gaib.
Oh, you remember the term. Okay.
Yeah, because it was just funny.
So that's a problem to you?
Not a problem. It just felt like a very familiar. Listen, the best way I can explain it, it felt like a meet and greet.
That's what I was going to say. It seemed like the way you describe it, it feels like
felt-
I don't know you, you know me. That's how it is with.
But
just
I would say
supporters.
meeting strangers is even better because they're just like, yo, Kev, it's good to meet you. You make me laugh. You got me through the
Keep it
pandemic.
moving.
And they're just showing love.
And Angel, every single one of them got their photo.
And this was like,
Oh yeah, because
You
they said
look
we are
like-
relatives.
Oh,
we
my-
gonna take this damn picture.
you look like this person. You get your humor from that person. I don't get my humor from none of y'all niggas I never seen. I can see why you would want to place this on them, but to me, humor is a nature and nurture thing.
Oh, well,
But-
we've already seen your mama do 20 at Jason's
That's
funeral.
what I'm
so
saying,
there ain't
like-
no way you got it from anybody
And she's-
but Mama Sheila.
And my whole family's like that. So I'm like, yeah, now y'all can take credit for some features. You know what I'm saying? I see what I'm look like. That nigga well north 3 Honda. So if I don't keep eating these protein yogurts and shake, I could easily sit up over 3 Honda and visit with him very often. But it was a very odd thing.
I know I get my bite from my dad, who I didn't know.
bite?
Yeah, like the
Like like a underbite or like how you be.
How
'Cause
I
you don't
be.
have a underbite or overbite. Your teeth go together.
they go together. They
They go
little
together,
and
right.
they little, but they spaced out, but they together.
Yeah, they go together, right.
No, I get my bite from him, and that's definitely not a nurture thing. So I see why they're pulling it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's where I get this shit.
And
from.
I was like, y'all, I can see why y'all need to attribute.
did everybody order?
I did.
Yeah. I
Okay, y'all
I
have
didn't
to
want to be
tell
rude,
me.
but I was gonna be like, hey,
Oh
Angel,
no,
do you
Josh,
have
the
a-
food is more
Yeah.
important.
No, I mean I got mine in. I was gonna say, Angel, if you want
Get
to.
that food here.
Okay.
So yeah, it felt very yes, to claim it, Monique. Yes, it felt odd
They gonna claim it.
to claim that, and I was like, I ain't gonna hold you. I took a little bit of offense because I'm like, nigga, no,
I'll tell
no.
you what, I got secondhand offense is, well,
Come on, secondhand offense.
I don't know. Well, can I share about the photo with you and your dad?
Yeah, sure,
Sure,
sure, Joshy. I'm curious of your experience.
Because one of the people was like, hug each other like you love each other.
Oh,
And I was like, dog.
Who said, oh, that's what somebody watching. Who
so
was
we
there?
are standing. I'm gonna show you
Mind you,
what I
this is
did.
after. So, Angel, there was like 7 people back there. At first, it was like in a couple groups, and then everybody got their individuals. And then they're like, Kev, take a photo with your daddy.
So this is me. You're him. Okay, and I'm like,
And I'm clicking
I'm
already.
smiling.
I'm clicking already because also the show's gonna start in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm clicking. I'm trying to get everybody through. And then I hear so many. Well, I mean, they said it loud enough. Go on and give him a hug like you love him.
and this is what I did.
I would have been like, no.
I kind of felt bad because honestly, I feel like your dad would never have asked that.
No.
I would have been like, no, y'all stop playing whatever game y'all don't realize is I'm not fucking playing it.
In the church green room?
In the
was
church
like-
green room. You know, my biological came to our show in
Yeah, I remember this.
my other biological, not Martin Luther King, that went on to be with him. And you know, and he came to me in Marcus's store. He surely did. And he was beaming with such pride. I was like, blessed, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
Sorry.
And so I understand the awkwardness. I think the people who are on the outskirts, like the family members who didn't get the privilege of being with you because of his own actions, I think they sometimes have a hard time marrying, like, you are not ours, but we consider you ours.
That's what Liz was saying.
Yeah, it's because it's not, for them, it wasn't their decision
It's like,
either.
damn, we still
I
want.
had that
it's like we
thought.
still want a nephew.
They are collateral damage in his mistake.
Yeah.
I actually told I told Greg this because he was like, as much as a person like Greg can check in on you, like, nigga, you good?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what it feels like? It feels like your old self pays for the decisions your young self makes.
Ooh, that's
And
good.
yeah, and now that he's a better person, more well-rounded, better off, whatever, he's having to.
Potentially. I mean, you still don't.
Maybe he's there to he tuck his son in every night.
Okay.
I got to be there to tuck my baby in.
He didn't come to the show.
He didn't. But you can't undo years of wrong behavior. And the people, your sisters, your aunts, cousins, whoever these people are, because it was too much and too many names and too quick, and it was a lot, and the show was about to start, and I'm much more interested in being on stage at 7:30 than I am about this meet and greet. You can't. There's not gonna be, and I can just be honest. There's not gonna be much more than that.
Yeah, that's the relationship.
That's it. They were like, you need to come to family reunion. I was like, of course. And Greg was like, I will be there. It would be the worst thing ever. It'd be the longest meeting. It'd be a 3-hour meet and greet.
Did you all look alike?
I think so. Melissa didn't think so. She thinks I look like his sister more.
No, I mean the family that came.
Angel, I promise you, I was
You
like,
didn't see your face.
it was like meeting, and that I'm not being a jerk. It was like meeting 8 people at Essence who were just like, oh, Kev, I love you. Damn. It felt like that. I didn't see nothing in them people that made me feel like when I see Kai, I'd be like, Angels, God was so busy that day.
I'll tell you what, though.
He just said, all right, I'm taking lunch.
You talking about Kai?
Kai, yes.
Oh.
Angel, I'll tell you what, though. I know where Kev got his height from.
Yeah.
His dad is tall.
He's
taller than Kevin.
He's taller than me.
Get out.
And he said I'm over 3 home, though.
Listen, when I saw some of my aunts it felt like the first time, I'm sure I've seen them before, I was like, well, there I am.
Your dad's side?
Yes, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
I look like Dorothy, but there I am also.
Yeah.
Dang.
I was just, and they were like, oh, you got this nigga nose, that nigga lip, that nigga ear. You are our son. Please come be with us. And I was just like, fam, this is the problem. And this is why I can say with no malice in my heart, it ain't gonna be much more than this. Anything more that it would be would require me going there, doing the things.
And you don't want them to come to you, so there we go.
God.
Just so you have that as well.
And I also don't. I was telling my dad, Willie D, I was like, I don't. Also, the other part is because my mom got remarried and Willie D was in our life since I was like 6 or 7. Yeah. Actually, he was in our life since I was like 5, but he was married since they were married since I was like 7. Not only I don't have hardly any memories without Willie D. He was at the first house, like the house I was born at in El Paso. He dated my mom there. So we moved, the first place I moved to, we moved together. So they'd been together like 2 years from 5 to 7. They got married when I was 7, but he'd already been around. I have like literally maybe 3 memories before him. Me and Jay playing with some cap guns. Me and Jay, all my memories prior to him are, and I don't even, because I'm so young, the memories are mixed in. I don't even know if they were some before or after.
Yeah.
But I remember when he first came, and me and Jay played with cap guns, and we played football in the front yard. Those are the only 2 things that I feel like happened before that I remember. And then he came. So I was telling him, I was like, I also don't feel like I missed out on anything because my Willie D's family became our family.
Right.
So when I spent the summers in Atlanta, when I was like 9 or 10, we went there every summer, all summer, hung out with my cousins, went to I have a full life memories. I feel like if my mom never got remarried, it might be different because I would have been like yearning for like, who's my family? But because I had a dad and he had his family and we went to Atlanta, like that was my dad's side of the family. And so my cousin Stan, his wife, my aunt Teen, and all them Punkin, all those people that I know, Jeremy and all them, I still feel like we grew up together because we got whoopings together. Like the stuff that your cousins are made of.
Yeah.
I remember all my cousins watched Michael Jackson Scream video that summer that it came out. We went to the movies and watched Losing Isaiah a whole bunch of times, Dumb and Dumber a whole bunch of times. So I have those memories, right? His people, I'm meeting you now for the first time at 42 years old. You think I'm going to come to a family reunion in 2 years?
Yes, they do.
At 44, and I will be back in Berlin. I will check the calendar for that family date, and I'll be like, I got to show up Berlin. I'm not doing it. I can't.
You know, for me, it's like for me it's
ship
different.
has sailed. Yes.
Not that I'm like I want a relationship with anyone I don't have a relationship with. I'm very much so like I don't know, for a while been interested in the totality of my background, and I do know that there are some genetic dispositions that I be wanting to, or historical things that I be wanting to latch on to. So it's never for me like, oh, I want to kick with y'all because I want to have a closeness. The people who are my people are already my people.
And that's how I feel.
But I be wanting to know, like, again, when I saw my aunt's face, I was like, oh, there I go.
When I saw your face.
Things like that, because the fact of the matter is, my children, it's even worse now because my children look like them people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, and there are my children's faces as well. So for me, the only reason why I am, I guess, less, I don't know what the word is. What is the word? Resistant to having any further like interactions is because I'm like, I want to know some of the pieces that I don't know.
And see, I don't know.
You don't realize that there are pieces that you might not know. You like, it feel good to me.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't have any interest. Not curious. I don't even think about it that often. What pissed me off, maybe 3-4 years ago. No, 2 or 3 years ago, me and Melissa were doing our trust. Setting up our trust, like legit will. After that nigga Jay went on to be with him, I was like, we had a will always.
Yeah.
But the trust makes things much more easier to handle.
Correct.
And the trust is a very intricate thing. It took us months to set up in conversation.
You gotta keep them people out of your stuff.
Yes. So what happened was you have to get a checkup. And you have to know about pre-existing condition. I mean, no, not pre-existing condition, hereditary conditions. So I called my mom and I'm like, hey, does anybody have X, Y, and Z in the family? And I had kind of already knew, right? So the life insurance person was like, okay, but what about your dad's side of the family? And I was like,
oh, dang. You can't call Willie D for that.
So I can't call Willie D.
Yeah.
Because he smashed later, but I was already here.
Yeah.
His fourth quarter smash.
Fourth quarter. He played the sax. So when I had to call him and be like, hey, man, what kind of diseases and stuff is in your side of the family? And this nigga read off a laundry list. Well, this person died of stroke.
Yeah.
2 women with stroke. We had heart disease. And I'm just like, oh, my God. It was such
I was about to drive your cost through the roof.
Oh, my God. It was such a stark realization that there's a whole side of the family that I have no idea about that still, whether I want to or not, has an impact in my creation.
Exactly. That's the reason why I be like, I want to know it. Hey, this part, the guy that helped make me, maybe not as much. Let me jump across that. My alopecia came from that side.
And see, why they give us the bad stuff? This build, I see all y'all waddling on McGee's. I said, well, this is why I'm predispositioned, because look at y'all.
Listen, it makes sense now that all my kids are so light-skinned, because it would not have made sense to me. I would have been
your dad's size light too?
I have a light-skinned daddy.
No, the rest of them too?
A lot of them, not all of them. It's a little mixture, but there's a lot of bright-colored people. Because I'm like, my mama's chocolate. And my mama's side of the family, they some black people. So I was like, that's going to show up.
Yeah.
And all my kids going to be brown. And then when they came out looking like glowworms, I was like, what?
When I see videos of Marcus, little Marcus, just regular Marcus, as a baby looking just like Amar, I'm like, oh, that baby was yellow. High yellow. Yes, waddling. This is what it looks like when they said, this said,
Yeah, I would have pushed them over. Sit down so I can stop watching you move. Sit down.
look just like Uncle. Don't he look like Uncle Jack? Yeah, he does. Come on, take this picture.
Oh no. No, I don't like it.
Go on in the show.
I don't like it.
I said, "Oh my
I'm
gosh!"
gonna show you.
Glowworms is crazy.
That was little Marcus's nickname when he was a baby. He was my glowworm because I
Stop
was
talking
like,
about my mama.
I said, why is he so light? Why is he that light?
You gonna show me a picture?
I'll show you. This is not the one I was looking for. You can't
See, that's
tell how
Hereditary,
light he
Kev.
is right there.
That walks hereditary.
It is. He's handsome.
Oh yeah, my daddy fine.
He is really handsome.
Yeah, no, that
I see
nigga.
why Dorothy was up.
That nigga was fine as hell. I gotta find another. I'm gonna find you the light where you see like, oh,
Oh yes, that's very handsome.
yeah. Now I said, okay, well listen,
I
thank
mean,
you. Listen, the face definitely helped pull it all together. Let me see if I can find that other. Kevin, if you don't go on somewhere,
That's how they were, Angel. I want you to feel my pain.
no, okay. I think let me put in his name because I think he might have sent the picture to me. Why I do that? Okay. That's all he wants. Okay, so this is there you go.
Ooh!
If you don't see my
They like
children,
Cab Calloway.
and I know
Nigga down at the Cotton Club.
he do.
He is. That smile is all them babies.
Then the flare of the
That
nose
flare,
is
that
a mark.
nostril, boy.
And then look at my damn near white ass looking
Oh, my
grandfather.
God. Now that's Cab Calloway Senior. He is about as white as this.
Yes,
He's white as that shirt.
white.
Wow, Angel. They're handsome men though, but he is like I see now what them babies was like.
Yeah, so I thought because I thought brown was all I was made from. I
Oh.
thought, oh, I'm
That's
just
why you got them yellows under.
yes.
In your
I thought I was
so-
red.
Yeah, you thought
No,
you was red.
I'm
Nah,
yeller.
You got yellow. That's why that yellow in your blind pulling out them yellows in your face.
So for me, yeah, there you go. For me, I
Not Angel's people was passing.
listen. I think my grandfather. I do believe
that
so.
granddad was right on the cusp of whiteness.
But my grandma dates, she was also a dark skinned woman. I just come from a lot of dark skinned women, so I just expected to birth brown skinned children. Anyways, I say all that to say, I personally, this is just my personal, this is not me trying to put any type of, you
Yeah.
should do this too. I personally have a desire to know the lineage that I came from, even if they did not have any contribution to my rearing, because I do believe it tells a whole nother part of us that we're not aware of.
yes.
That's the only reason why
No,
I
I
don't
feel
be
you.
like, cut this shit.
I'm more of a if I'm being honest, all the way honest, this is bonus. Don't even put this clip up on the world.
I don't think any of this episode's gonna
No.
go in the world.
I feel like somebody earlier said the ship has sailed. That window for me, I was very curious about who my real dad and his family. What is it like? Why you don't want me, man? That type of stuff. And then I feel like somewhere along the way, I just was like, it is what it is. And you know what also helped me? Now, this is gonna sound terrible.
What?
Jason and Michelle,
I gotta make sure I ask you that question.
they didn't know their dads at all. So I felt more guilty of like,
That you could actually say, this is my father, I just don't want to talk to him.
yes. But somewhere along the way, I settled into like, that nigga ain't around, that nigga ain't around. I'm not tripping no more. Like, I feel like I just was like, it's whatever.
Do you
know what I'm
remember
saying?
around when that was?
It was right around, I remember very clearly. My parents were pissing me off, and I was like, this is after I met him. He had bought me some shoes, and that kind of tricked me. He came and bought me some shoes that my parents didn't give me, some shirts. Oh, this nigga's the best nigga ever. And then come around for no years, it just happened. Nigga, no, that niggas pull up and get you them three things you wanted. That nigga took me to the store, and I was in the mall getting these shoes and stuff. And they didn't come around for a while. And I was like, I remember one time I was like telling my dad, I was like, you guys, you know, I don't remember what they had made me mad, but I was like, just send me to live with Pat. If I was such a little brat, if I'm just so hard for you guys, maybe you could just send me to live with Pat.
You Disney child. You in a
The little
Disney
bounce,
yeah.
you know, the bounce, the Maya Girlie, all this other shit. Like, maybe you should send me to live with Pat.
Yeah. You gotta move that body to show how upset you are.
Maybe I shouldn't be here.
Never turn around like
I
that.
wish I was never born.
That's how I was feeling. That's what my monologue, very dramatic child. If it's going to be just so hard for you, maybe it was because I asked for NBA Live and they just didn't. There's like 3 Christmases in a row. Them niggas couldn't come up with the stuff. And this nigga came through the one time and came up with a Christmas in July. So I'm like, maybe if I'm so hard on you guys, maybe you guys should just send me to live with Pat. And my dad sat me down. He said, it's not really that hard to have you. A box of rice-a-roni is a box of rice-a-roni. If we had 2 kids instead of 3, we wouldn't have a less box of rice-a-roni. There'd just be a little bit more for anybody else, but not much. And for some reason, I was like, well, dang. Because we ate so much rice-a-roni, he was like, it's not like we're not going to buy rice-a-roni.
Right. We still gonna buy
It's
it.
like a box of rice-a-roni and a pack of chicken is a box of rice-a-roni and a pack of chicken.
Question.
And that was like, at that moment, I was just like,
Guess I'll be here with y'all.
exactly.
That's fine.
What does it mean, Jalen? It means we already know how to take care of you. We just don't have more money to buy the NBA Live.
Question: how do you, if your brother hadn't gone on to be with him and he was there this weekend, don't you shut it up?
My brother died?
What? How?
hell?
How
would
would
you tell
he
him?
would have? I know.
Godspeed!
It was supposed to be a surprise. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it to you. How do you think he would have responded to this weekend? What would he have if he were there?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. He likely would have been there. That nigga loved Nashville. He pull up there. He would have been. I feel like so Melissa is supportive in the like, I'm there for your needs way. I am genuinely concerned for you, like especially because she was like, do you want to do before or after the show? Like how you feel? I know it's gonna be heavy either way. And I was like, before, let me just get it over with and then go on stage.
Yeah.
Because once I'm on stage, my mind will push it down. Yeah. If I got to spend an hour with y'all after the show, and we have like a 4 a.m. call, lobby call the next day, it's just gonna sit with me longer. And there's no way for y'all to leave. I need a barrier. She's supportive in that way. Jay is supportive in like,
Fuck them people.
I'll jump in there with you.
exactly like, nigga ain't your daddy.
Right.
We ain't got no dad. I like that sort of like,
He would have cut the.
he would have cut the tension. Like had they been like, had he been there in the hug him like you love him thing, he'd be like, why? Why should he? He ain't been there. Like he has that sort of like humor that we
Yeah.
learn. So Melissa's never gonna do that.
Of course.
And I don't want her to, nor need her to. She's like solid. I'm gonna do the right thing, be the right thing. Jay has the comedian ability to suss the situation out. And then after he'd be like, niggas, did you see? He would have been like, look at him. Oh, okay. Like all the stuff that I was feeling.
Yeah.
We had a
He
good
would have been making fun of all them walking.
all that
Yeah.
walk.
He would have been doing it right behind them
And,
while
let
they're
me just
walking
show
to
y'all.
you.
Let me just show y'all to you. Let me just show y'all to y'all.
Dang.
See.
He
Right.
would have been.
So
Okay.
that part is like, and that's what I was saying when I made that video a while ago. It's like when a person that close to you dies, then another person doesn't necessarily pick up that part of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you just be missing out on that part. Like if you died, no, I don't want you to. And I had to do the podcast again.
You don't. So here's my hypothetical. That's the end of that story.
The thing is, I work with other people, but you and I's relationship, the Unruly Cousins is an Unruly Cousins for a reason. There's a chemistry that one we had early, I believe.
Yep.
And 2, I feel like has strengthened over the years of doing the podcast together. So, sing, friend. That's an angel thing.
They gonna try to do it though, Kevin.
But
That's
they
why I
ain't gonna
say you
hit.
gotta
It's
end it.
gonna be like, hey man, don't say that. That was her thing. Sang friend was
First of
her
all, you're
thing.
not in this room.
You cannot hear.
No
You weren't
brick
with us.
walls, no WNBA.
You were not with us in the pandemic. So it's like that. Jay, that part is just missing. You know, you try to take a piece from another person and a piece from another person, but it's like
It's not the same.
and that's the thing about getting old. Like, I saw this thing. I don't know if I told you this. Somebody saw this online. I saw this online. Somebody said, if you're a sibling, I'm trying not to mess it up. One sibling's gonna go to all their siblings' funerals. One sibling's gonna go to one, and one sibling's gonna go to none. So I've been to one. So now it's up to me and my sister. Because
To fight it out. To
fight
see
it
who's
out.
Gonna stay.
If I'm gonna go see you, you're gonna go see me.
Yeah.
Because Jay didn't come.
He's not gonna get to.
He's not gonna come to mine. He's not gonna go.
there. He'll be. Y'all be both sitting there looking at you in the casket. He was like, "Nigga, I saw me in the casket. I saw it. Y'all both sitting there watching from above."
Yeah, it's dark.
So
Nisha.
this was my other hypothetical. I didn't want it to go too far. What about your sons if they had been there?
Oh, they would just be like, "This that was weird."
Would they have participated?
They would have. They're nice kids. They will do the. Hey, you say.
I definitely think Zay would. I think
Yes.
Joe. I
Joe
feel
would
like
too.
He would have.
No.
That's
Joe,
great.
when people like he knows. I honestly think he. You take your wins where you can get them. He is allowed to be his full self at home. He will put the mask on if he knows this means a lot to y'all. Oh, hi, yes, I'm JoJo. I'm Susu. I mean, he still has his voice like that, but I think he will do what he needs to do in the moment, and then afterwards be like, "That was weird." Because if they were like, "Oh, JoJo, you look like Uncle Jack," or "You got this person's nose," or whatever, I think they would have done it, and then they would have been like, "It's weird." Because they don't remember this. They went to his house when I went, but that was 10 years ago,
Little.
and they don't remember. Isaiah was
God
8.
damn,
Joe
they're
was 6.
grown men now. That's the only reason why I wondered if
Absolutely.
JoJo would be like.
Nah, he would have, because he would have played nice for sure. But afterwards, he'd been like, "Who are these people again?" That's my aunt.
Also, he doesn't have the psychological damage that you are
He
fighting
has
against.
none.
These are just fans.
Literally, they grew up, and because my brother and Melissa's sister all had kids, and we all lived in Washington during their like grow up years, and we've gotten together after. They are like me with Willie D's family, but that's actually their relatives.
Yeah.
Their mom and dad's family is intact for all they know.
Yeah.
Because they don't have
Right.
Pat's, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't
Yeah.
have Pat's side of the family to know or not know. They just have Uncle Jay's kids, Aunt Michelle's kids, Auntie Mel's kids, Aunt Monique's kids. Those are both sides of the family.
Yeah.
And Melissa's mom's foster kids, Melissa's dad, like everybody they know they've already known for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have been like you said, they would have felt like fans. Like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, I do look like Uncle
Let me
Jack."
tell you how confused especially the twins are. They don't understand family structure at all.
What are they,
they-
9 now or 10?
10. They don't understand family structure. Because this is so strange to me because I grew up mainly in a single mother household. My mother's been married multiple times while I've been alive, but I understand very clearly marriage, divorce, kids don't have to come out of it. Kids
Yeah.
don't have to come out of marriage either.
Yeah.
So when they hear about like I remember they were so confused about how someone had a child, but they weren't married. They were like, but how did that happen? I think it might have been my mother making me. They were like, what you mean that, or the fact that me and my siblings have a different father. They were like, how? They were like, okay, if because I call my sister Melissa's dad Daddy Ernest. That's where I get my last name from. And so they have, yeah. Me and Melissa are the Moore sisters, but I don't have, I am not a Moore by blood.
I thought Dorothy's more.
Yeah, she kept that last name. She said, I'm not gonna keep on with these folk.
That threw me off.
I
thought it was her maiden name.
No,
I
that-
thought she went back.
No, she made it her maiden name after them
Really?
other marriages. She was like, just reset back to Moore. This makes the most sense.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, he was like, okay, if because they also my children are close to their cousin Micah, who's Melissa's youngest son, and so Micah will talk about his granddaddy, and they're like, wait a second. How is Aunt Melissa got a dad?
Yeah.
And you don't, that's not yours. And I was like, Granny was out here. Okay.
Granny was out here.
Your
Okay,
granny,
that's her business.
your granny made some kids by some other people. And and it's still till this day
Yeah.
confuses. And I was like, Dag, who knew that being in a stable household could really damage my kids' understanding of the world?
Because they got nuclear.
They are so in a nuclear environment that they do not. Where since I understood that I was.
We got me and my brother. My mom, she was kind enough to give us all of our own dads. They weren't around, but she did the best to give us our own.
Hey.
But it's funny. Somebody asked about the realization of Papa D not being my dad. Papa D is Melissa's dad. One, they did not. I assume you meant my Willie D is not their dad. I don't think they ever thought about it. They are kids. Kids just accept the norm. That's Grandpa O'Kelly. I remember asking them, did you think about the last name being different? They were like, you know what? That didn't really, I don't even know. He's just Grandpa O'Kelly. I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure there was a point in time where their brain started to piece the pieces together, but it wasn't monumental.
And that's the thing. That's basically what they said. They were just like, we noticed it, but it wasn't a thing to investigate because it's something you always knew. Melissa, one of her sad realizations was the boys don't know her parents together, married at all.
Dang.
They have no memory of them.
Neither do my
Because
children.
they weren't. They were married. They got divorced since they was born. Neither do your what?
My children don't know my mama with no man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely not my father. They've talked to him on the phone, but
Your dad? Mm-hmm. Do they remember that?
They've talked to him on the phone like not that long ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Somebody said your last name is King.
ain't it though?
I didn't get the joke at first. I was like,
The King. It's not King. It's the King. Angel Akita, the King.
Angel. Somebody said Angel King Jr.
There you go. The King Jr. Dr. Angel Akita, the King Jr.
Oh my God!
But
yes,
yeah.
us broken family kids do know how family connections.
We do. I think when you are in, because again, like somebody also said, the innocence of things might not work out. Like my kid, the twins are just now understanding that divorce can happen, that a family can decide we are no longer together.
Yeah.
Where that was something I was like, oh yeah, that's
We know this really well.
yeah, it's about time actually. Is the divorce set yet? Come on, let's get it. Where they are just, I didn't realize, so I'm like having to help build empathy
Yeah.
for them because they just think it's
They think it's just supposed to be one way.
I had to get them to understand apartments.
Oh, that's all I knew.
That I was like,
Wow.
how y'all not?
Actually, my boys, they did apartment.
My children have never.
My 1 year when we moved to LA, they lived in an apartment, but they don't really remember it that well. Boy, one thing I knew was apartments and moving. Poor kid, we moved so
much.
I was like, oh my nigga, we went to so many schools, so many apartments. It's just like that time period when my parents first we was just moving somebody. I don't even think it was year lease. I feel like we was doing 4 months here, 2 here, 6 there. Just like, this is where y'all live now. Okay. All right, we moving to this place now. Okay. Now we're moving to Virginia for a year.
All right. Oh yeah, we moved so much.
Once we moved out of El Paso, I feel like my dad's military rank was a little higher. So we were more stable. We still moved a lot, but it was like every 3 years instead of like once a year. But then El Paso from birth to 10.
I went to 12 different schools from K to 12.
Dang, I went to 3 high schools. I went to probably 3 middles. It probably was
Yeah,
up
you
there.
probably up there. Everybody thought that we were in the military. I said,
Yeah. You got a backstory like you were in the military.
yes, people think that. And I'm like,
Kentucky
no,
and Baltimore and this and that.
North Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. That's why my kids have the life they have. I think I was like, I'm allergic to all of that that I went through, and we're going to sit still.
That's probably the thing that will keep us in LA more than any other thing. This one thing I realized I don't like about my life. I don't feel like I go home. My parents' house in Fayetteville, I never lived in that house. So my parents retired. So, okay, let me give you I last lived with my parents as a child.
Draw it out.
Yeah, I'm doing my Doctor Strange. I was in Washington. This is my dad's last duty station that I lived with him was in Washington, okay? I go to college. I live in the dorms for a year and a half. I come home at the end of the second year. Okay, so in the summer between my sophomore and junior year is when my dad got orders to Spain. And that's where he was like, the Army's not allowing us to go to take y'all. It's called a hardship duty station. There's not enough military assets. You can't bring your family. He was only going to be there for a year. So my choices were stay in Washington by myself and get my own apartment or move to El Paso. El Paso sucks. That was not an option. And I didn't want to leave Washington. I didn't want to move again during college. And I didn't want to leave Melissa. So I get my own apartment. He goes to Spain. My family goes back to El Paso. After that duty station, they moved to North Carolina. I finished college, get married to Melissa, get our first apartment together, get our first house together. So now when I go visit, the first time I go to his house in Fayetteville, I'm like, yes.
Where did your sister go? Because was
She went to El Paso.
Oh, so she
was
had
in
to
high
go-
school.
Okay,
Yes, she had no choice.
I was about to say, I thought she was younger than you. Okay,
She was.
She
So
didn't
I
have no
was a
choice.
junior in high school. I was a freshman sophomore in college. She was in 8th grade. So she spends, no, that's not right. My dad was stationed in Spain for like 2 or 3 years.
No, not just a year.
Not just a year, because my sister graduated from an El Paso
High school.
So, I'm sorry, Andrew, I'm way off. I was in college. She was like a sophomore or junior in high school. So she does her last 2 years in El Paso. Anyway, after Spain, they moved to North Carolina. My dad, my mom and sister meet him in North Carolina. They live there. I never go live in that house with them. But since then, which is early 2000, I don't know the exact year, they have lived in that house forever.
Oh, wow.
But when I go
not your
visit,
home.
it's not my home.
Yeah.
So I go back to Washington, and Washington doesn't feel like my home because nobody lives there anymore. Melissa's dad is gone. Melissa's mom is gone. My parents are gone. My brother's gone. Like all the people that live there don't live there except Keita, our homegirl, Keita. Even Aunt doesn't live there anymore.
Her mom makes a good chicken.
Yeah, Keita's mom makes a good fried thighs. But I didn't grow up like going to Keita's house like that. Like we were high school friends. So Washington and then when you're military, all the people leave.
Right, they ain't there no
So
more.
it's like all the people I knew in Washington now pull up to shows all around the United States. So it feels very foreign. And then as cities grow, they change.
Yeah.
Businesses that were there closed, new ones open. So all the stuff that I knew is now gone except my house.
Yeah, it's when we go back to Kentucky, it's Marcus's childhood home
Yeah.
that we go to. All my best friends.
Yeah.
Josh, you got okay. All my best friends moved either not in the city that we like grew up in.
Yeah.
My my sisters are what tether me there.
Because they still live there. 2
of them
Melissa
and Daisy.
In
They tether
Lexington?
Yeah, in Lexington.
Lexington?
Yeah, in Lexington. Melissa was your contact person
right.
for, and then Daisy.
She's a judge in Lexington?
Yeah.
Okay. But your mom doesn't have a house there, so you don't have a house you grew up there. Grew up in
I
there.
never had a house I grew up in. We moved too much for
Me
me to have. I
neither.
can't even. Let me tell you, them job applications.
Oh
when
my
they said,
God.
List the last, all your residences in the last 10 years. I'm like, I'll give you my firstborn because that'll be easier. That'll be easier. I don't know my addresses. I have no idea. Mom will be like, you remember when we lived on Neperhan? And I'm like, no.
And that's why. So the interesting thing is, I could leave LA tomorrow and have I would be sad, the people I've met here, but that military is in me good, where it wouldn't be hard.
Oh, it would be hard for me.
It wouldn't be hard for me. I'd be like, dang, Angel, dang, Tab. Dang,
It
Josh.
but your kids are also almost grown.
Well,
It would
that's the
be
thing.
hard for me because my kids are young, and I would be like, "Thank you so much." For me, it would feel like I was ripping them from what they have now considered their norm, their safety,
sure.
their home.
And that's so what I was gonna say earlier when I got sidetracked McGee. Melissa and I both had similar upbringings as far as like how much we moved and poverty and all that. So we both were like, we want our kids to have friends from elementary
Right.
school, which they do have. Like Joe's soccer friends, even from when because he moved around a little bit because he wanted to go to different
You
schools.
need this for your
Thank you.
oatmeal.
Y'all just hold on. Let's get this food over here.
Oh, they only gave us spoons? Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
We got forks in there.
I can use a spoon. It's fine. Thank you, though. Yeah, Lil Marcus has a friend that he's been friends with since he was 18 months. He has Rhea in the beautiful
Rhea's Quinn's daughter?
Denora.
Denora. Aria.
It's Quinn's daughter.
They got the same letters in different
Yeah.
orders. Thank you.
It could be. Their names are spelled different, though. Rhea and the twins love the fact that they have no memories of not being in each other's life.
Kai and Sai.
Yes.
And Rhea.
So, because they are, while Rhea's older than them,
Yeah.
she was a baby.
Yeah.
And so they call each other life friends because they have spent life with each other.
Yes.
Like, it surpasses, come on, give them the glory.
want a
It
fart?
surpasses
I'm already eating.
what she would consider her best friends.
Really?
Yes, she's like, because we don't know life without each other.
Yes.
And that is something I don't have. I have people who, like, my bestie Erica, we've known each other since we were 12 years old. So that, well, she was 11. That takes us back very, very far. Her children call me Aunt Angel. My children call her Aunt Erica. But I don't have anybody that I can be like, since we came out of our mama's
Yeah.
coochies, we've been, no.
The one person I have died. Not Jay.
The one that you called your cousin. And I was
Ben.
like, woo, yes.
He's the only person that I knew my whole life from El Paso. He died a few years ago. That's when I be feeling super old. But that's how the boys are. Julian, Kayla. Kayla's not even wasn't even Jay's biological daughter. I don't even think the boys know that.
Whoa. Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, I don't think the boys know that though.
That okay.
They haven't. Yeah, I don't think they. I'm trying to remember.
See, these children
Nobody's
in
ever-
these nuclear, non-destructible marriages, they don't be understanding.
They don't.
Because I be looking at people's kids and being like, I wonder when they going to tell them that ain't that one.
That's hilarious.
You think I'm playing? I be like, this ain't, people like, no, it's genetics from, no.
You can lie to them, you ain't gonna lie to me.
Yeah, I see what done happened. It's all right. You loving on the child, so that's yours. But so for me, like I said, the challenge has been like getting specifically the twins. I think little Marcus is way more aware. He has more friends that have gone through parents either passed. Like he recently had a friend whose mother died from cancer and he didn't know what to do as a friend. He was just like, it was kind of hard because the boy ended up coming back to school. Like he only, I think, had a day off of school. He wanted to come back to school because his mom had been sick for a while.
Oh, okay. They pre-grieve.
Yeah, and he was just like, it was really sad. He was like, because I don't know what to do because Marcus has not experienced that for real. So like, I was like, we can get him a card. I was like, do you know what he likes? He was like, he likes candy. I was like, okay, well, let's get him some candy, bring him to school or whatever. So trying to, these little like quasi fairy tales that we've created for our children because we've been given the privilege and the means to be able to. I'm now realizing lessons my mother never had to teach me because I was so used to being around things that really shake you into the reality of what life is.
And you're talking right.
Like,
You're talking right.
my mother didn't ever have to tell me what it meant to grieve or mourn somebody, even though we ain't had a lot of deaths in our family, but they happened young enough that I was just like, oh, this person is not here anymore.
Yep.
They are gone. Where these kids are like, people stay married, people stay alive, people live in houses with a backyard, people have animals, people go to schools where the people are nice and respect them. Like they don't, they are fully like delusional at the like the world be. So when I took little Marcus to my niece's funeral, because she was our first big death in our family in a while. My grandmother passed when I was in college, and then we ain't had nobody in undergrad, like right after undergrad. We haven't had anyone close in our family pass since then. So it'd been like 20 years. Everybody was
Dang.
everybody taking their vitamins, staying alive. Maybe they gone to prison, but they've been alive.
It's not funny, but you made
Yeah.
me laugh.
Now people in Marcus's family beat.
Yeah, they was dying.
They were dropping off. So I took him because I was just like, this boy needs to understand the circle of life. I took him to Baltimore, and we went through it. And when we came back, I said, "So what did you think of Baltimore?" He was like, "There were a lot of times where I didn't feel safe." And I was like, "So you really got into the character of Baltimore? That's right." That's understandable.
The character.
Yeah, because that's the Baltimore gives you that. It definitely gives you what is
Definitely not
behind
relaxing.
me. Yeah,
Not fully.
it's not giving tropical.
Did they try the pickled onions?
Don't do that to them, babies. They had a good life already.
I will. I'm gonna actually have my sister send me some because that's what they need
Oh,
to try.
God,
Thank
don't
you.
mail
That's
'em.
content. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it'd be good.
Because they've had crabs, but they need to have pickled onions.
Oh, and
Onion
bite,
pickle.
and a bite into a whole one.
It's onion pickle, but yeah,
Okay.
they say pickle onion on the thing, but for some reason, Baltimore, we flipped it. We call it
It's
an
like you
onion
flip the
pickle.
bricks. You flip the bricks and the onions.
Yeah, period. But yeah, I am realizing there are lessons that I have to teach that I did not realize that my mother never had to teach me because it was just happening.
A product. You're a
Yeah.
product of that environment.
Yeah, it was just happening all around us.
That's interesting because my boys, prior to Jay, the only funeral they ever been to was Uncle Rudy's funeral. That was Ben's dad. They didn't know Uncle Rudy. They didn't know Ben. So they were just like, we were sad because people were sad. But like after
They
that,
didn't understand what was right.
no, they didn't. They didn't feel. They was just sad because everybody was crying. We were crying. But Jay that was like a meteor.
Yeah.
You know, because your uncle was supposed to die
Oh.
old.
Yeah.
You supposed to be my age.
Yeah.
You
When
know,
you
your uncle
going
supposed to be 60, 70 or something like that. If things go
the way they're supposed to.
the way they're supposed to. But also things don't always go the way they're supposed to.
Man.
That's the unfortunate part of life. In so many ways, hardly what is the way things just go the way they go.
Things just go the way they go.
What is supposed to.
And this is why I then have panic attacks.
Why?
Because that's overwhelming.
Yeah.
You can make plans, and all of this can amount to nothing.
I think about comedians I knew that died with tour dates
On the
available.
book. And
Tickets on sale. Things they're supposed to do. You know what freaks me out? This freaks me out the most. It's happened a couple of times. People pass away and their Instagram story is still active. For that last 24 hours that they posted something and you heard they died and you might go, oh, they died. And you go check their story and it's active. It is so eerie knowing that, oh, snap, they will never post on that. Like, that's how quick death can happen.
That freaks me out too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, for some reason, it should be like, oh, you died. Instagram should know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's not how it works, but it'd be like, yes, Katrina, they had no idea.
There's the active accounts now of the deceased still freak me out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Generally.
That pisses me off. Speaking of him, so I'm in Jack and Jill with his wife, but I never try to make the connection of I knew. Oh, they keep putting someone specific in there.
DA.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was an event I was going to throw for the teenagers, and I was telling her the date, and she was like, That's actually the anniversary of my husband's death, so we typically don't really do much because it's a
Yeah.
difficult day for us. And that, which made me realize, God dog,
Always.
like for real, that
That's something you would have never
September
thought about,
22nd.
you know?
Yeah.
And that is like an anchor of a day for them.
yeah. I was like, did you say 22nd? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
No, that's not the date.
Eh?
7th.
No, I'm talking about Jay.
Oh,
I was like, it ain't.
I was talking about who I was talking about. Sorry.
No. Oh, that's the 23rd of September.
Oh. Well,
like,
you
that
know, I
nigga-
know when Wendell died because
Wind
he
and
wanted
Fire.
to go ahead and be with him right before I went into labor, but I'll never forget that day.
The day before the
Dang.
twins.
March 9th. That nigga said, I'm out.
Lord.
But 35 years old.
He was 35?
Ooh.
March 9th, what year?
2015.
Dang.
10 years?
Actually, he was 36. He had just turned 36. Yep. 10 years. Oh, that's the children tell me.
Yeah. Oh, because they're going to be 11 next time.
Yeah. I'd be like, that nigga was young. He didn't get no life. He didn't get no real life up in there.
No, he didn't. Jay died in between my nephew's birthday and Kayla's birthday, his daughter. Nephew is September 21st. His daughter's on September 23rd. I was like, at least you gave them their own day. But you also died the day after we made the New York Times bestseller list. So you kind of took a little bit of our...
Let me tell you, both of my grandparents on my mama's side both got buried on my birthday. I said, you pieces of twat.
Really?
Yes. At my grandmother's
Why?
funeral. We at the burial place. I was like, well, this is a sucky way to celebrate. I said, well, y'all got to find different parts of the year. Oh, yeah. Them niggas have died.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's who I did include.
What niggas
I
have
was
died?
like, oh, nobody has died in my family for real. And I was like, oh, my grandparents died. But I included them when I said what I said.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I was like, who done died? But yeah, Listen,
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Sadness and Death and
I
family
thought it was great.
structure.
And families. Josh, anything you want to add? Your people alive.
I honestly though, when my grandfather died on my dad's side, seeing my dad grieve in a way I've never seen him grieve before was one of the hardest moments I've experienced.
Yeah.
Because that's when I learned how I have to show up for him in some instances in life. That was the first time I had to. Because when my grandma died, I was still in high school. So I feel like he just bottled that up away from me. Mm-hmm. But man, but yeah, gratefully, my immediates are here. I will say though, I don't have very many memories of my parents together when I was growing up. So always seeing that dynamic through school friends was always like a foreign, like, oh, this household is all figured out because they got their families together. They do holidays together. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to jump around to 6 different houses between 2 families on the same holiday.
Yeah.
But also, granted, like, my parents have always had a very good friendship after I was born, or after they split, I should say. Because they got married after I was born for a couple years, and then they separated.
Oh, they had you before they got married?
Oh, yeah, I was shotgunned up.
Oh, yeah.
Gunned up.
But yeah, I still don't have, like, yeah, in my family dynamic's crazy of who I'm close with. I feel like I'm a lot closer with chosen family than I am my immediates. And that is only like developing and getting, I don't want to say worse, but I'd say growing more apart. Just because of family dynamics and people beefing with whoever. And it's just really interesting. I think that understanding this in my 30s though, is very, I don't want to say humbling, but it's very like, revealing of like family dynamic as I'm starting my own.
Right.
And I think that's why I'm seeing, or I'm becoming more aware of the nuances of everything in between.
Oh, they wanted to see you.
Oh, I'm
doing
sorry.
all that.
I was just chatting. Hey guys. It's me. But yeah, I mean, like I said, but gratefully, like, death hasn't struck immediately around me. I mean, I do have 2 maternal grandparents still around,
Get you.
but they love big old Trump, so I don't really like.
I ain't got no grandparents left. Do
You
you?
know grandparents? Ruthie Jean?
I forgot because she's so young. She a hot girl.
Man,
And you got 2?
I ain't got no parents.
I got 2.
You lucky niggas. All of them dead over here.
Only that. Ruthie
Gone.
Jean, she's good.
And I had multiple
She shows
to
up to
choose
the
from.
shows. She
be showing
travels.
up.
She's the same age as my mama, so yeah.
She be just walking around, living her life.
Dang.
Yeah.
They all did. I used to have great grandparents up in this bitch.
I grew up, my great grandma Jack, she went on to be with him when I was 16.
Well, damn. I remember, and I'm gonna shut up. Victory was like, if my mama passed away, don't y'all come? What'd she say? Looking for me? Something. It was just like, do something. I said, bitch, I ain't gonna be thinking about you. That's my sister.
I was gonna say, what are you talking? I've known her longer than you've been alive.
And she said, and she bust out like, she said, that's right. I said, girl, you think I'll be worried about how you're mourning?
And she
Get in
was your
line.
sister first.
Right. I said, girl,
You've been related to her longer.
so sorry. And I look more like her than you. So sorry. I'm mourning right now. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
good
call
luck with
somebody.
that, bucko. Josh, do you think the way you grew up is gonna influence how you want to be?
I don't think he has a choice, but go ahead.
You know, for the longest time, I thought it would, until I had not relearned, until I taught myself that I'm in control of it.
Say more there.
Well, I'm in control of the decisions that can keep a family dynamic in a way that I would like to shape.
Got you.
Because I always that's why I never jumped into a lot of relationships, because I'm always like, oh, if this doesn't feel right, it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was always my parents' story.
Mm-hmm.
They got together because they had me. And that's another reason why I was that was always my mental birth control of not having kids early. And
Yep.
so I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, it did.
It basically, you're saying yes, it's going to heavily influence.
yeah, but I will say, over the last, really since I've been with Imara,
How many years has that been? 3 or 4?
it'll be
How old is
4
Micaiah?
next month.
Yeah,
4.
same as
Yeah,
Micaiah.
same.
Because Micaiah
Dang.
was in Mel's belly.
Dang, we
sure
can tell
will.
Micaiah we've been together since you've been alive.
She won't know. She won't.
Before.
She won't even not know you.
Oh yeah.
That she was in Mel's belly. We were finding out her gender, and Imara came.
I was
out.
asking. Joe said I don't remember. He was like, I don't really remember not knowing Josh.
Dang.
He was like, because you were at the house, the Reseda house, which his
Yes.
first strong memories were
Well, that was
in
the
that
thing,
house.
because even I don't know why it came up, but I was like, damn, I think it was when Zay was when Zay's subscribers were popping off, I think when he first hit 1,000 or 800,
Yeah.
the first screenshot, I was like, dang, it's cool seeing him make videos all these years, because my brain goes back to arts and raps. That's when I met them, and that's when I showed Imara how young they were then.
Oh dang, that was even before you.
Yes,
hired you.
that's what I'm saying. That's when
That was like 20.
It's all JoJo's JoJoisms. I see those coming out of his mouth still.
Yes, he's not changed.
No.
He's just more who he is.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
on topic. I don't appreciate your son trying to blame me for his cussing.
I thought that was great.
That was
I thought he
insane.
gonna say something
Because you
else.
weren't even in the room.
In the pause, I was like,
He said,
And
said,
Miss
Miss Angel be
Miss
cussing.
Angel
I
cussing.
heard it. I'm sorry. I got to throw you under the bus.
And they're a bad
Okay.
influence on you?
oh,
Stop
I
it.
said this is great.
I wanted to be like, I wish I had his number. I'd be like, no, you right. Your daddy do be cussing. He be doing big cuss
He
words.
never heard me cuss.
I know, but I was going to tell him, you do.
That's the one influence him.
Oh, no. I don't mind. First of all, I don't cuss.
Your comment on that was so funny.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm just from Kentucky.
Yeah, that's just saying.
Or Baltimore. I don't know if you said
It's a little
Baltimore.
bit of Baltimore and Kentucky.
Yeah.
If I saying what's up in California, like what's up?
Yeah.
Baltimore's
Yeah.
what's good, motherfucker? It's all an accent. It's
Yeah.
not real cuss words. Anyways, it pissed me off because I said I ain't done nothing but been nice to that boy.
He didn't say you've been mean.
I know, but he tried to say that but if I did
And he threw
influence
you
him-
out first.
I mean,
Miss Angel, then Tony.
he said then it was so nice he was polite because it was Tony Baker. I'm Miss Angel. You motherfucking right I am.
He quick on his feet though.
Yeah, he is.
I said,
When I watch his videos, I be like, oh,
You see it.
you are my son.
That's
You
what everybody said.
and not even when he's just trying to be funny. In everything, I'd be like, oh yeah. That's the nurture.
He referencing his own younger career. I was Buckwheat and Little Rascals. I was
I
like,
would've done
bro,
everything he did.
you're about to connect so many dots that people don't understand.
He was acting good too in that video. I was like,
then he was cussing too, though.
I know. But
Oh.
he said he came home. He was like he was in character. That's why he told us he was cussing because he knew I was gonna eventually watch
I
the
missed
video.
I didn't see the video of that.
Well,
was
he
did the
bleeped
acting
it.
challenge.
He bleeped it, but
Yeah, but it's not bleeped on YouTube.
oh, it's not.
I don't think so.
Why does it need to be bleeped?
I don't know. They're living their life, man. They go to
And-
the soundstage and they use the soundstage like we used it in the pandemic. Actually, more.
I love that. For
They
them.
be up there 2-3 times a week. He got his own key.
That's good.
He be up there firing up the lights.
Come on, Nepo baby. He
And
needs
they
to be
all
doing
pulled
that stuff.
up on his comments. Yeah, it's not bleeped on YouTube.
Yes, it
Y'all
is.
pulled up
Yes,
on
it
his
is.
page.
So you don't want your son to know that you don't want your son to know you be cussing.
I don't cuss.
Okay. Why? You
That's
gotta.
real.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, this is how we know that my kids go. We know little Marcus cusses, but he's not allowed to cuss. We like,
Yeah, he won't do it at home. First of all, I want y'all to know, this is Boomer Talk. We talking about kids and cussing, and somebody on Patreon just put flash floods in Connecticut. That's that age.
talk about weather.
Because Melissa,
Let me break the news.
Melissa's mom, I want to do a TikTok on her so bad. She the thought she has that she decides to text, she'll be the boomerness of her is she put weather related things not where she lives, not where we live. And I'm sure this person who put that lives in Connecticut. She'll just be like, tornado was in St. Louis.
What's,
What are we?
We need to know it.
do your
what are we
parents
doing
send the
with
scam
this
text?
information?
Yeah.
What are we doing with this information, Grandma Mary? I just wanted
Right
to tell
to the
y'all.
people.
Elon Musk got a black eye. It be stuff like that.
He do. He do. You watch that show, that movie on Max with the thank you so much, Stephen Carell, about Stephen. That's his full name. It's about the billionaires.
I didn't see it.
It's a very weird white movie.
Old movie? About billionaires?
It's about these 4 billionaires.
Steve Carell? On Max?
Yeah, you got all the details.
I do got
You got all the details I can give you.
billionaire
Your
movie.
parents send you guys
Mountain Head.
the scam texts and emails?
Literally never heard of this in my life.
We just watched it. My mother's almost gotten scammed multiple times. I said, slow down.
Oh man, this Google AI, Google VO thing, they are going to get. First of all, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I fell for a couple AI things. They're getting better, but Lovey was saying that she said that they're gonna get so good. You're gonna need a safe word with your parents because they're gonna use your voice to AI them and say,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah.
can you send me some money?" Because my parents be getting scammed in AI with the non-believable stuff. When it gets believable, they're gonna be like, well, "I thought it was you, Kev."
Listen, those of us who are skeptics are going to be the only ones that might survive.
Skeptics gonna help.
Yeah, because I think everything is fake. And then I'm able to see that it's fake. I'll be like, there it is. There's the telltale sign.
And I've never heard of this movie in my life. It came
It
out
is-
like 2 days ago, 3
Yeah.
days ago.
We watched it the day it came out. Very weird. But it deals with the AI thing that we were talking about. And, excuse me. But mainly it deals with crazy white people. But,
Oh, Rami's in it?
which one's Rami?
Rami Yusuf, the Middle Eastern fellow.
Oh, is that what I couldn't tell the
He's
nationality.
Egyptian.
They all look white.
Egyptian?
I think so.
They all look white
they
with a
do.
little bit of spice.
Immigrant.
Spicy whites. All right, guys. That's enough.
Love
It's
y'all.
almost 3 hours of content.
Wow.
We ain't done that in a
We
while.
love you.
See you
Happy
guys next
birthday,
week.
Big Josher.
Thank
Yeah, 31.
32.
31 right now, though, and 32 on Friday.
Made me think again. Yep, 32. Appreciate you. Oh, we done? Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys. Cuddy.
Here's another banger for ya. Here's another one. Yeah. Here's another banger for ya. Another one. Here's another one. Here's another bang of fire. Fire. Here's another bang of fire. With my boy Kev on stage. And that chick Angel.